It's hard to find love when you let.
What's good, bro?
What's good, my nigga?
That shit sounds dumb as shit. I be hating, like, damn, we gotta get that off the carpet.
Drop out, yeah.
But
What's good, man?
nah, no bullshit. When we just did that, right? It made me think of Rap Radar, like B Dot and Elliot. They be with each other the whole motherfucking day. They cut the cameras on and they act like they just act like they just got around each other. Hey, what's good, Elliot? What's good, B Dot?
30 seconds ago,
Right,
nigga.
the same shit that was good when 80 minutes ago when we shot the first podcast. But
Gotta introduce it, man. You know, greetings and salutations and shit.
we don't have to do that shit. Like we been here.
I mean, yeah. All right, don't ask me what's good, man. Just talk to the people. What's good, people?
I mean, it ain't like they gonna talk back.
All right, well.
We in the living
Then
room,
just
bro.
start talking, nigga.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just start talking. Like, what's up, bro?
Don't do that, nigga. You know what's up.
I don't know what's up, bro.
Ain't nothing up, man. Everything the same. Everything cool.
Is it?
Yeah, everything is cool. I'm ready.
Same
to,
as
ready
40
to go
minutes
fuck
ago?
home. Yeah, I'm ready to go home and have some fun.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you are going home.
Yeah. Flight. Catch that flight.
What time you fly out?
4
p.m.? All right. What's up, y'all? My name is Love, and tonight I'm in the living room with my brody, Million Mo Easy.
Just say million.
Bro, I'm not gonna keep doing this with you like every time. Like Million. I'm here with Million.
It's million.
Everybody knows who this gentleman is. He's a part of the show. We got our dates to mix up. We're supposed to have a certain guest tonight, but you know we'll get him next time. But tonight, I really want to discuss a few things, even before we get into the music that we normally get into. But I wanted to talk about the fact that right now, in the grand scheme of everything, it seems like love is for sale. Like, it feel like to the highest bidder, or
that shit getting expensive.
yeah, I mean, and not me.
You for sale and you expensive.
No, I'm not for sale, and I am expensive. So there's that. But it seems like a running theme online on socials, and just even in general, that it seems like there's a dollar threshold that has to be crossed before a woman would even entertain certain shit. Mm-hmm. I do, in my opinion, I think it's cap.
Big cap.
I think it's cap, but I think it's a narrative that is
big cap,
worthy of having a conversation about. Like, but why do you think if it is cap, why do you think they're pushing the narrative so far?
Social media, it makes it seem like everything is obtainable. So even the women who never even experienced anything close to that, they probably feel like they can obtain it by acting a certain way. They might use a lot of these posts and memes as tutorials. You know what I'm saying? Like, but realistically, like in person, or who they were before, or who they are outside of social media, that shit don't. Like, sweetheart, dream on.
I mean, I'm not gonna shit on the ladies, but
I ain't gonna shit on you. It's okay to dream. So have a dream, but sometimes a dream is just a dream.
you gotta wake up too. So
yeah, you gotta wake up.
Yeah.
Well, that's you just did.
I used to sleep a lot, and when I was asleep, and motherfuckers would be like, "Why you sleep so much?" I was like, "Cause I'm chasing my dreams." But then I had to wake up and actually chase my dreams. But women, I think that I don't know. I think it's an Atlanta thing, bro. I think I have an Atlanta ass algorithm.
You probably do.
I think I have an Atlanta ass algorithm, and like
I don't know. You know what? It's not just an Atlanta thing.
I don't think that's at home.
I don't think it's as great at home, like the numbers, or you know what I'm saying. I don't think it's as great as at home in DC as it is in Atlanta, but it exists at home for sure. I've spoken to women that I personally know that are saying things And I'm just like, sweetheart, that's not even. Dream more. Like, and these are women that I fuck with you. Like, I really fuck with you. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I known you, bro. We grew up together. Stop.
But see, that's the thing. I can't say it no more. You gotta re-meet them, pause.
I still know them.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they might be new people now. Like,
she not. I just talked to her. Same OG.
Well, she might be able to get that off on some niggas.
And that's what I'm saying. Social media probably showing her, like social media tutorial probably showed her that you can get that shit off with some niggas. And then some niggas probably buying into the fact that this is how you get some women. It might be a whole lot of insecurity going on, and everybody's just trying to buy each other.
I think that might be it, bro. Like, they've also said that like the numbers of people that have committed suicide from certain shit has risen from like I think like 30-something% or some shit like that. We're not lagging no more, are we?
No, it's cool right now.
Oh, I bet. I think we need to be shooting in 30 frames per second.
All right.
But shouts out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for growing with us. Pause. Shit.
Yeah.
But you know, growing through technical difficulties. That sounds like a nigga got ED. That's weird. But
wait. All right.
But you know, we're getting better at this podcast and shit. And
It's
no
like
technical.
a half a second.
It's all right. I think it's probably because of too much movement.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I do think that some women are living like that. Some women want to live like that, and start developing the practices of the women that are living like that.
Yeah.
But they don't look like or cook like
Or
those
fuck
women.
like.
That's what I meant by cook.
Okay.
So today,
I mean, niggas like you too.
literally today, one of my homegirls, she posted a nigga sliding in her DMs talking about something. Do you sell content? And she was like, no, but I take Zelle, Apple Pay, and Cash App, depending. And then he was like, I got Cash App. What's up? And then she sent her Cash App name and said actions. He said on it. Then it proceeds to the next slide, and it goes, he sends $50, $200, $50, another $50, and another $50. And she says, thank you, Pookie, and blocked them. And I typed to her, why you block him? You could have probably got another step.
Her dreams are small.
Yeah, you thinking small. You should be thinking big.
She hit me back and talking about he'll be back, I'm sure.
How the fuck you gonna be
She
back?
blocked.
Then she talked about some thanks, Pookie made my morning, and start laughing. And I'm just like, man.
But the crazy thing is, she will unblock him, and he will be back.
So this is the thing.
I've seen that happen too. Like,
I keep saying this shit. It's always about the possibility. And that's why people, you remember back in the 90s when they were saying like all the women were fucking to get on or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And then there were a select few women that is like, nah, that's not my story. Like, cause as soon as you give it up, you gave it up. Mm-hmm. But I don't even want to equate that to like fucking to like love.
okay.
But I think that we can't even get to a space like like everything is so hypersexual that nobody can get to a place of love because it's hypersexual and then it's hypertransactional. So now it's like, all right, we gotta pay. Nigga gotta pay or take you out. And the crazy part is nigga gotta take you out somewhere and pay somebody else an obscene amount of money for you to entertain him the way that you
Means something.
that means something to you. And it seems like women are saying the more money you spend, the more you care about me, which is almost the absolute difference. Like, because the more money I spend, ain't no thought behind money.
Nah.
Fuck do I gotta think about? Here, how much?
Like, yeah, this is what
I
it
gotta
costs.
think about how much change I'm gonna get. Or I gotta think about which card I'm gonna swipe. Like, the thoughtful shit.
That boy preaching.
The thoughtful shit is like it's not celebrated. I think behind closed doors it is, but it's because there's so many niggas that's not thinking about certain shit that when a nigga that is thinking through some shit comes around, and then you have like a thoughtful date with a nigga, and then you let him knock your socks off. Those niggas win, but they sneaky. And then those are the niggas, or those are the people who like that make people fall in love. Even a girl that's like on that, oh yeah, I can't go to Cheesecake Factory shit, but you know, you take her somewhere, you cook her some shit, and everything came out to less than your $200 Cheesecake Factory bill.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just so in love with him. And he bought her $45 flowers.
Went to the grocery store. And like,
Went to the grocery store, bought some shit, and then went to a drive-in
$80.
movie.
Yeah.
And that whole date cost $100. And then she loves him after the first date, low key. But niggas, I don't see niggas doing that.
Well,
I did see a viral clip.
A lot of niggas can't cook.
And that's true. I mean, you can go to. It's 1 million restaurants in Atlanta.
It is. But we talking about actually putting the thought into it. It's like, if you going to go to the restaurant, pick the shit up and bring it back to your house, you going to set it up like you cooked it?
Nah, I said go
Some
on
people
a.
could.
I said go. I said go on a drive-in movie date.
Movie date.
Yeah. Because
They actually
BYO
they only have that here in Atlanta.
Yeah, well,
They ain't got no drive-in movies nowhere else.
they got driving movies everywhere else.
Well, they ain't got one at home.
They used to.
We not talking about used to.
I don't know what the fuck they have at home. I'm so far removed, but
It's not one at home.
I
was shocked to hear there's one here.
that's semantics. I'm just saying, like, not even I wouldn't call it a cheap date, just a thoughtful date that's like about you, and it's not really about quote unquote the ambiance. We create the vibe. We create the ambiance wherever we are.
You know what's crazy? You remember what was it? One of the Love and Hip Hop episodes. What's the name? The chick that was so excited about the Chipotle shit.
Hmm?
The chick that got excited about the Chipotle date on Love and Hip Hop.
I don't.
I think her name. It was,
I do watch. I just
it was,
don't remember.
Man, I pulled that shit. That shit worked.
Chipotle.
Went to the park, had a blanket and some Chipotle. Shit was lit.
I see. I think it's more about the park than it is about the Chipotle. But
Probably.
But bitches love Chipotle.
Shorty was like, "Oh my God, Chipotle!"
Bitches love
women
Chipotle.
love Chipotle.
Huh?
Women love Chipotle.
Bitches too.
We don't cater to that audience at all. Miscreants and ladies only.
And women. But
Nah, like that shit worked. It was like, and I get a discount at Chipotle. I don't even eat Chipotle no more.
man, don't tell all your business, but I'm just saying that
I don't even eat Chipotle no more.
those
that
niggas
shit do work. Like that shit was. I guess you thought.
and I don't even consider it working because I think that niggas think the money do work, but it's always like you see even in the movies, right? You see even the movies that mean something. Like back in the day, I don't know what the fuck these new movies are doing, but the movies back in the day, it was the nigga that went to work and had the suit and tie, and he was all like that nigga, a rich nigga or whatever the case may be. And it's always the nigga at work or the nigga from somewhere else that considers her more that always wins.
Yeah.
He ain't got to pay for her lifestyle or nothing.
But they out here promoting like somebody has to pay for their lifestyle. So the masses of men probably gonna fall into that.
How much your
It's like,
love cost?
How much my love costs?
Love. Like, how much do your love cost? That nigga said love. couldn't even get it together.
My love?
Yeah, yours.
How much does it cost?
You heard what the fuck I said.
My love is free.
All right. Okay.
My love is free. How much does your love cost?
My love is
Love.
priceless. It's a difference.
No, I said free.
But
Yours can be priceless. Mine is free.
yeah, it's priceless. But it costs effort. It costs action. It costs attention. It costs shit is not tangible.
Okay,
So
I understand.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's complicated. It ain't easy. Pause. I don't even know if I should have paused that. It's not easy
It's
to.
cool. Safe pause.
Yeah, it's just you know what I mean.
Safe pause.
Yeah, it's just, but it's not easy to get though. Like, I don't know. That might be cap, but the
It's-
type of romantic
I was
love
about
is
to say you wildin'.
romantic love is different. That's what I'm
Alright.
talking about. Like,
Yeah.
it
What's
don't-
the
I love
difference
everybody.
between love and romantic love?
Romantic love, like
I'm
I love
talking
you,
about the
but I would
love
never
that
fuck
you-
you.
I'm
Huh?
talking about the love that you saying that people can get.
There's like it's an intimacy thing.
Yeah, like I love you, but I'm not fucking you. Like I would never.
I get it, but you was asking what it costs.
He's saying
No,
it's
I'm saying-
priceless because it's not tangible. So
Yeah.
when I say mine is free, it's like, all right,
But
at
I
some
think-
point in time, something is gained, tangible cost, whatever, some form of currency, maybe. But he's just saying like it's priceless. Like these are just.
But I also think that he's talking when he says free, he's talking about like just love in general.
yeah, just love in general.
Now, me too. I'm open and loving to everybody that be in my circle from day one. You got to fuck the love up. And I still might love you, but I'm going to love you from over here because I'm not fucking with you no more. But when it pertains to romantic love, I don't give a fuck how much money a woman spends on me. I don't give a fuck how much time we might spend together. I don't give a fuck how good you fuck me. None of that is going to...
I don't know about that last one.
None of that is gonna. It's not gonna make me love you. Like you can't make me love you if I don't. You can't make me fall in love with you if you're just not my type of person, or not the type of person that I would want to fall in love with. I don't understand why you're doing that.
I just don't agree with the last one. That's,
What? Fuck?
make love good.
Yeah, I
love you.
said fuck.
He said if you make love good, I
I
love
love
you.
you.
Ill nigga.
I love you.
Ill nigga. Until you get on his nerves and be like, she fuck real good, bro. But
All I need is a day or 3.
Away from you.
Yeah, you get off my nerves and then you get right back on me. Love you.
yeah, but, right, all right.
That's the toxicity
See?
shit he's
That's
talking
the same
about.
shit. His love is equated to how good people perform in the bedroom.
So that's what it costs for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's still free.
So what if you go out tricking
Huh?
and you spend some money on some pussy and you like, this
Going
the
out
most amazing.
tricking. Wait. Going out tricking.
This is a hypothetical situation. Let's say you go out and you go spend some money on some pussy and the pussy is the best pussy you ever had in your life. You mean to tell me you're going to fall in love with it?
The pussy, yeah.
So you're going
Love
to be
the
like,
shit out that box.
I love you. That's
You
what
talking directly to the box? Yeah, I love you.
soul ties, bro.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you, bro.
But my thing is,
But that's a hard hypothetical for me because I'm not spending no money on the pussy. I'm sorry.
cap.
But like transaction like this is for the pussy?
Yeah.
Never have I ever.
You not paying, this is for the pussy.
That's what I just said. This is for the pussy.
But you know,
Cash App. This is for the pussy. None of that.
no, but
None.
you know that like when I take you out on this date and we do these things and I spend this for, boy, if you go outside and spend $500 on a date,
Haven't never done that either.
you need to get out more. But
No, I don't.
you do.
I get enough pussy staying inside, and especially under
It's not
500.
about. It's not about the pussy. I'm talking about the experience, bro. I'm talking about experiencing certain shit. Like shit costs. Like you keep going to like $30 places, you don't get $30 experiences.
I get some great experiences, but you talking about paying for the pussy?
No,
and then
I'm
you
not,
said
bro.
$500.
I said you go out.
I can't relate to that. That's all I'm saying. I just can't relate to it. You said a number, and the topic is
you
paying
don't go
for the
out and pay $500.
Never.
That's cap.
When have I been out and spent $500 on a chick or with a chick?
Don't you go out and, I didn't say on a chick. I'm just saying like,
I
period.
thought that's what we was talking about. You was talking about if you go out.
If you go out to the club, right? If you go out to the club with your homeboys, right?
Right.
And you spend $1,000 on bottles,
Yeah, all right, buying the table and shit.
right? Buying a table, you spend $1,000 on bottles in a section, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
and then you go and do that same thing the next day, and you just pay the $20 entry fee, do you have the same experience?
No, not necessarily. No.
Exactly. So that's what I mean by if you go out and you spend $50 on a date or $100 on a date, you're going to get a certain type of experience when you get home. If you go out and spend, not necessarily just spending a dollar amount, but you create a different experience that might cost that dollar amount, that experience is going to have her feeling a different type of way. But if you keep taking her to Outback and shit, like, she going to give you that same ass box. You don't even know what type of unlocking that box you could do when you...
I've had a different life and different experiences, bro.
You haven't done it yet, so you don't know.
I've gotten whatever that $500 or $1,000 tab situation.
You can't say that you've had it because you've never done it.
Okay.
You just said you've never done it.
So, no, all right. Let me just clarify, right?
And I
In
think
total, that bill probably cost that. However, I didn't spend that.
And that's... All right.
Hey, if you get it, you get it. If you know, you know.
Does that mean... Never mind. Did you introduce her to the experience?
I did introduce them to that experience.
How much your love cost? Because now you sound like a whore, and it's not, and not a. You sound like the opposite side. You sound like the opposite side of the track.
I introduced them to an experience, a new place, each other.
Now you're a tour guide.
Yeah,
Bro, you need to get your life in order.
you do too.
My life is in order.
All right.
My life is in shambles.
Exposure.
My life is in shambles. But all I'm saying is love shouldn't cost anything tangible. I think that people get love is a lot of things, but people get it mixed up. And sometimes it comes with experiences. Sometimes it comes with a trauma bond.
I think that.
Sometimes it comes through experience or through trauma bonds, through the fact that a nigga is buying them shit, through the fact that a woman is buying a nigga shit.
It's really hard for people to unlearn some shit, right? So, like you said, it comes from experiences or a trauma bond. That's something that's learned behavior from either something that they saw or they experienced. It might be difficult for them to unlearn that to apply what you deem is the appropriate way to go about loving somebody to that magnitude.
I mean, I'm not the authority.
Neither am I. But, I mean, you have a theory on, on what I'm saying, what love is. And we've had a conversation, and I asked you on camera, it was like, well, what was your examples? And you broke that down and explained that. So that's your theory.
That's true.
And it was a valid opinion, and those were your experiences, and nobody can invalidate that. So, yeah. But like I said, it's hard for people to unlearn, especially if they've never experienced it that.
I don't know, bro, because are they unlearning the love that they had before that may not have worked, but now they seeing everything. They seeing all this new shit that they see on the socials, and they trying to learn that. They trying to learn how to get a nigga to send you the bread before you go out on a date.
That's not unlearning. They might be just adapting to what societal norms are becoming based off of social media. They not.
Is it a
necessarily
societal norm for you as a Reggie to act like Za? Is it a societal norm for
a Reggie to
Reggie
to act? Use that analogy again.
No. Is it a societal norm for what Jose Cuervo to act
Like Don,
like Clase Azul?
Clase Azul. Okay. Is it shit?
Like
Nah,
It is a norm.
it's not.
in Atlanta?
Who the
It's a
fuck is
norm.
who?
In Atlanta?
When the last time you seen a Jose Cuervo bottle go up in lights?
That's
The
not what he
norm
mean.
is
That's not what he mean. What he means is
Would you pay $150 for a Jose Cuervo? But Jose Cuervo is out here charging $150.
Touche.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are Jose, just be Jose.
They don't know how to be Jose though.
They do. They've been Jose their whole life.
They don't want
They
to be
just
Jose.
are learning
They
that
want to be Claus.
what they did was they saw, you know, that motherfucker Claus Azul is charging niggas $150. That nigga ain't no better than me.
but
He he got a bail. You can't even see. You can't even see through this bottle. You don't even know what's in there for real. Like,
it's reusable bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what
I
I'm
done seen
saying?
motherfuckers turn that shit to a vase.
me too. But see, you never seen nobody with no motherfucking Jose
Jose
Cuervo
Cuervo
vase. But you know they out here acting like that. And don't get me wrong. I don't even want it to seem as if I'm saying that you got to look a certain way to act a certain way. Because I think even the women that look like Claus Azul inside, they be Jose Cuervo.
And Honduras.
And you want to know what the crazy part about it is? Women would sit back and tell you, you can't tell somebody their value, how they view themselves. It's how they view themselves. So,
And how
I
people
think
view you is how people view you. That's fine. It's okay. Bro, I understand that I'm not the best looking nigga on the planet. But I can be the most attractive nigga in the room. Almost anywhere. Also, I feel like that. You don't have to. It's about
the
me.
esteem of your motherfucking self.
Yeah, it's the esteem of your motherfucking self.
and that's why it's the norm for Jose's to act like.
Nah, but you can tell when it's genuine and when it's not.
Yeah.
You could tell when it's like, oh, you think.
So the thing about it is like with clothes, right? The name brand clothes that got this crazy ass tag on it. The clothes really be the fucking same. It's just the label.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we talking about liquor, tequilas, Jose Cuervo and Claus Azul, they taste totally different. The quality
I
of
don't know if I like where you're going with this.
the quality of
But you can get some. You can get a.
gives them what?
You can get a Jose.
You don't even drink tequila, so I don't know if
What
I
I'm
want
saying
to
to you is, you can get a Jose Cuervo that tastes better than a Claus Azul.
You don't get what he said. You can find you.
Oh, this nigga went over this nigga head. Pause. You can get you
A 5.
Jose
a 6.
Cuervo
He's saying you could get you
bottle.
a 6.
get you a 6.
that's
That's
full
better
of
than
Claus
a 10.
Azul.
Then better than a 10 or a 9. That's what he's saying.
6 a little low for my scale.
Well,
You talking about before you get drunk?
Yes.
that is crazy. That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
You got the nerve.
I don't have no nerve. I was
He
talking
didn't
about
say
that's
that.
crazy work that what y'all talk about. Like, don't put me.
All
in
I'm
that.
saying is, one, the overarching theme is love shouldn't be paid
shouldn't
for.
be paid
It shouldn't
for.
be. It shouldn't be for sale. And if it is for sale, it can't be real. It can't be real love if I gotta buy it. Now,
All right, so okay, it can't be real love if you gotta buy it. But for someone that you love, you would naturally do things that could essentially cost you some money.
true. Now this is the thing.
So is it like a
I do
genuine
think
thing?
that the interaction can start from. I hate to say it. I don't even like to say it. Like it can't. It can start from you paying for something for somebody, but then I think in your mind you're always gonna think in the back of your mind like, yo, what is she here for? Or if it's vice versa, yo, what is he here for? Is he here for the fact that I have, like, she's asking herself, is he here for the fact that I got my shit together and this and that, blah, 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 which you should definitely have your shit together. and that may be a part of you that's attractive. And money, having money, might be something that's attractive to women.
Because it helps you. It solidifies that you may have your shit together in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. But are we really looking like at the person, or are we looking at the shit?
Well, you're looking at the stuff first before the person. Same way, I personally feel like you have to be attracted to somebody before you approach them. So you are always looking from the outside in.
Yeah.
So like, all right, this person is attractive. What's next? This person might got their shit together. What's next? Then I get to the depths of this person internally, et cetera, et cetera. Like who they are and how they are as a person and how that works with me, and vice versa. It's definitely levels and layers to even loving somebody to the magnitude or to the authenticity that you speak of.
Facts. But is it acceptable for love to be for sale like this? Have we ever seen it like this? As long as we've lived as niggas, as long as we've been out here, has it ever looked like this before?
Out here?
No, in general. In general.
I think it's...
Have you ever seen it look like this?
Promoted.
No.
I think it's highlighted.
It hasn't been like this. Back in the day, you could have, you could have been funny, you could have been ugly, you could be
all those things now.
I'm saying,
I'm about to say
and
that.
you can get some of the baddest women, and they wouldn't worry about your money. Nowadays, it's just like you could be all these things and have a bunch of money, and then that's all they want.
I
And
don't know if I agree with that. How far back we talking? Because like we talking about our like grandparents era, it really was a matter of providing and role playing essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like the grandfather would go out, be the breadwinner to take care of the household. The grandmother would stay home, take care of the kids or home duties.
Shit, both my grandmothers had jobs.
I mean, both my grandmothers did too, but I'm just saying like in that time, that was more of the
All three of my
foundation
grandmothers.
and the basis of the relationships.
a
type
lot of
shit.
people had babies just to have babies, and I mean that happens these days. But
I think what you're talking about,
it's
I
just
think
like
what you were hinting at was the fact that the dope boys still got the girls back in the day, right?
or niggas,
I
or
mean, I ain't
people
gonna-
with money
okay,
still
so
got.
Dope Boys was my. You older than me, but Dope Boys was my dad's era, and then my grandfather's era. Two totally different eras. I'm talking about my grandfather and my grandmother. Now my dad's era.
I mean, they got women too, but people
got
that
more-
did
Niggas
not.
with money
multiple.
always got women.
But
That's
people
a-
that didn't have that type of money still got women too, though. It wasn't on some.
The regular
But the thing
nigga
of-
still
so-
got his shit off.
You
Yeah.
saying that type of money, like
Niggas that was dope boys
Dope
wasn't.
boy money.
Let's get that together. Niggas that were dope boys were not fucking rich. Let's dispel.
I'm
that.
talking about dope boy money, though. You know what I'm saying?
hood rich shit.
Hood rich shit is
Whatever car you want, whatever jewelry, whatever clothes.
not really. So it's faster money, right? But if you look at it the way you're supposed to look at it, if that nigga can't tell you how much money he made in that year. And I'm not talking about
Because as fast as he got it, he spent it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But also there's no structure in that money. So like that nigga can't tell you he made $100,000 this year. The nigga that go to work could, and you saw it. Now you might have had a better time, and I think that's what I was trying to dispel. When the dope boy got the bread, or looks as if he has the bread, but you have a better time with the dope boy, and that's why the women like the dope boy.
But that's why I went further, era further back, like the grandparents' era. These motherfuckers was working in the factories or whatever the occupation was in that time, and they
But
had
that-
their
You got to understand that was
they had
part.
their wives, and they were a union. They were in love. They raised the kids that became the dope boys.
That was
It's a different-
partnership. That was partnership. These days, it's not a partnership. It's pay me and I'ma just look good, or
It's a love for hire.
yeah. It's not a partnership these days. That's different.
I'm with you on that. I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm just talking about the different of the eras of when these things started. To
So what I'm
transition.
saying, it is different.
You was
Essentially.
saying like just regular money or money in that time. He used the dope boy. I was emphasizing an era before all of that. Like, yeah, my grandfather may have had his own business, right? But he wasn't super duper rich. Cause the money part is that shit is just the monetary. Like, it's just
What I'm saying is,
bullshit.
he
Like, it's
asked,
money.
was it different? So I'm saying, in all, yes, it is different because
I was saying
of the
that too.
different
But I was just speaking
aspects.
of a different era.
Uh-huh.
It is
Maybe
different.
I think the accessibility. Now you have access to people everywhere, regardless of where they are. You have people everywhere. So back then, you had access to the people who were in your vicinity, and that's it. Which alludes to maybe a more authentic version of love, because you don't have the options that you think you have. And I think that social media and all the things that create access, all it does is really makes you delusional as to what you can attain sometimes. Like,
Sometimes.
yeah, sometimes. And I don't know, but I'm speculating. But I think that
Makes sense.
the shit is still the same, though. I still think the funny nigga could still get a, like, make a...
Why you pointed at that nigga?
Nah, because he said something about you could be funny. I still think
You could
the
get her,
funny...
but could you maintain a bad? A lot of these bad women want you to maintain them with money. It's easy to get them, but could you maintain them?
It depends on what their values are.
Yeah, 'cause
Facts.
you shouldn't need money to maintain them based upon their value.
So how the
but-
fuck do we change because it's all men right now. How the fuck do we as men turn this back around?
Well, we can't do it for the entire generation. We can't do it for everybody.
One
Everybody
one
can't
person
go.
at a time.
I'm just saying, like, everybody can't go.
Yeah, some niggas don't need to go.
There gotta
women
be
ain't gonna
winners
make
and
it.
losers. I
Some
get you.
women ain't gonna make it.
Definitely has to be winners and losers, but it was always winners and losers.
A lot of women not gonna make it because, again, I go back to saying, like, you have to unlearn. And if you've already programmed in your mind that this is what the society norm is, or you think because you watch this on social media for 3 hours on all platforms that
This is life.
yeah, then shorty, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it with me.
I do think
And
that
I'm only gonna speak for myself on that. You're not gonna make it with me.
I think that
I got my women. I love y'all.
my I got my women is crazy. But
I do.
for me, I think that the change in the construct of society and love the way it is right now changes with us men. We have to reverse the way that we have low-key turned our women, the women of our culture, into sexual beings and just that. And one, I feel like we appreciate the money and the hustle sometimes more than we appreciate the relationship. But I think the construct of right now, the woman is celebrating the money that you have just as much as you are.
Are you talking
So
about
to keep
personally?
her-
Like, we celebrate the money.
Yeah, we
Okay.
we look at it like,
I
yo,
thought
we
you
gotta
were saying
I gotta
like-
get up and go get this money.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta
you.
get up and go get this money because I want to become better for myself or become better for my family. I want to break generational curses. I want to do this. I want to do that. And sometimes, a lot of times, we might ignore the things that we see in the women that we love, and then we give more attention to the sexualization of other women.
I can see that being a real thing.
Like-
I've definitely experienced that personally, but then I also had the realization that the shit that I thought was the most important in regards to that space or that union with that woman, I had to refocus, relearn, and apply.
I mean, all women ain't necessarily I'm not gonna say that all women are worth it, but they might not be worth it to you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like every woman is worth their person. They just might not have found their person yet.
The thing is,
And the same thing go for every man.
with it's a difference between men and women of how we are brought up in the aspect of the dream chasing aspect. It's not a lot of women that go for their dreams, and if they do go for their dreams, it's like regular jobs a lot of the times. With men, we have a lot of unreal expectations of being a ball player or being. It's a lot of people that want to be a professional
Podcaster.
anything. So with that being said, we don't become a professional carpenter or plumber or all these jobs that are really needed. We don't go into that until later on in life. So with that being said, these women make more money than a lot of men. They do a lot of these things. So they
I don't know. I know
kinda
what you're talking about.
Yeah, I kind
but
of get where you're going. I had this conversation probably like a week ago. I don't recall who it was with, but realistically, it's a lot of occupations out here that, as kids,
not being.
we never knew that those were even jobs to obtain for stability, like financial stability. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really get taught about being things like a plumber until you reach your later years in high school, and then you take a VOTEC class. And a lot of schools back at home, a lot of schools at home didn't really have VOTEC programs. You know
who
what I'm
the
saying?
fuck
Like
want to be a
masonry.
plumber?
I'm just
Plumbers get
saying.
money.
I
I'm
know, but who the fuck want to
Not
do
just
that?
a plumber. I'm just saying. Period. We don't have those stable jobs.
Okay,
We don't. We're
outside
not
of
looking
being a
to
plumber,
get.
right?
We're not looking
if
to
you just
get
had a
stable
job
jobs.
that the title was an operations manager of whatever field, you don't really learn about operations managers when you coming up.
All right, let's bring it back, because I think what he was saying is women have more realistic goals, and niggas that are certain niggas that are chasing something else have unrealistic quote unquote goals.
Of being a
I
ball
don't
player or some
necessarily
shit.
agree with the fact that it being unrealistic, because the only person that makes it unrealistic is you.
Is you,
Because
yeah,
you
your work
never
ethic, yeah.
you never lose until you quit. Because if you stop, you never gonna make it. But if you don't stop, you never know whether you're gonna make it or not.
And sports is kind of different though from being an entertainer.
That's
But I
cap
get what you're
because
saying.
that's cap because Lethal Shooter is no longer in the league, but he didn't make it to stardom from being in the league, but he's still considered a professional basketball player. Niggas just need to open their minds and think about the different. It doesn't just have to be the
avenues.
NBA.
Yeah.
It can be.
That's alluding to what
Something
I
else.
was saying. Like, we necessarily didn't know that you had other avenues to be that professional or make it to that tax bracket.
But I also want to touch on what he was saying. I think a lot of times women's goals have to do with
Being
the
independent.
things that are family oriented. So the women have the goal of getting married and having kids. Now, men, I believe they do have those goals, but those goals are secondary.
yeah, they're not primary.
I don't
Like-
agree. I don't agree with that. Their goals. I agree with them wanting to be stable.
That's the
their
thing, though.
goals.
That's a
not
part-
not married, because a lot of women put their careers over their relationships.
I bet you those are not the women that are the stable, quote unquote, the women that are just stable.
And a lot of the women,
The
a
women-
lot of the corporate women that I know, they would rather be married in
How old are they?
mid-30s.
Okay, that's after they already obtained everything that they wanted to obtain.
But I think every woman fantasizes about their wedding day. Niggas don't. So that being one of their primary goals means they put a lot more weight on that than men do. And our goal is, yo, I need to get to $1 million. I need to get to 250,000. I need to get to 500K. And that comes first, and then to us, oh yeah, when I'm established, that's when I start my family. Women are like, nah. And I think that we have to, in order to bring this shit and shift this shit back, we all have to compromise.
Elaborate.
That's what I was saying. We got to go back to trying to be stable instead of dream chasing.
Cap, I think that we have to have open communication, a line of open communication between the both parties to say, yo, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what you're trying to do. How do we fit together and make this shit work and last? As opposed to just getting into the situations. We're getting into the situations because we love each other. And I'm not even going to put air quotes. We fall in love with each other before we have the conversations about what we want to do. So we can fall in love with, but not fall in line. And we won't be aligned. And we're trying to make the love thing work. But we can't make the love thing work because we're not aligned. Like, what we want to do doesn't make sense for each other. And that's how we get in a space of, I keep bringing this song up, I'd rather live in his world than to live without him in mine. Because she was willing to say, yo, I'm okay living in his world. Very rarely will you get
When
a nigga.
did that record come out? What year did that record come out?
In the 70s?
In the 70s?
Yeah.
All right. If you know, how old was she?
I don't know. I have no clue.
In today's society, right?
I still feel like women feel like that. But
You do?
yes, they do.
I disagree with that.
It's just the fact that the niggas' world that they're trying to live in
Don't point at me.
might be outside of their reach. So, like, a woman that wants to live in a rapper's world or a rich nigga world, but she won't sacrifice her world to live in the regular nigga world. So we come up with these temporary or these relationships that don't really make it because nobody's willing to compromise, and both of y'all are on the same playing field, and you're not gonna compromise with her if both of y'all making $50,000, and she has the opportunity to make $100,000, but she got to go and do something, not do something strange, but like she got to go somewhere else, and your life is here, but she has the ability to double her salary. You still make $50,000, and you have the uncertainty of whether you're going to be able to
Get to that.
whether you're going to be able to make $50,000 wherever the fuck she's going.
Okay.
But y'all already was making $100,000. She about to make $100,000 by herself. Whatever the fuck you got to do to go over here, even if you make even if you make $30,000, wherever the fuck she going, y'all make $130,000 now as
I was
opposed
only
to
making 100.
right. But
Yeah.
then that power shift.
But that goes back to women saying that you're not a provider at that point, and we don't want that. So.
And that's the thing. It's about the communication within that. Because I'm pretty sure if the woman has the ability to go and double her salary somewhere, she knows what the fuck you make. But as opposed to having a conversation like, yo, I still want you to be a provider, and I'm going to support you until you get to whatever dollar amount. And then y'all come up with a plan. But niggas don't do that. Niggas be like,
But shit, women might not do that either. Because I'm still gonna support you till you get to that dollar amount. That means like I'm pouring the positivity into you. I know that you have the potential to get here. We're just gonna have to take this hit. Now, men might not have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be
that
pride,
Mm-hmm.
ego, insecurity. Is like, God damn, she really holding all the weight, and I gotta go over here and figure it the fuck out. But then also, some women don't have the patience. They may say it, they don't have the patience to actually wait it out.
So,
You can't put a time on that. You can't be like, in a year, I expect you to be able to A, B, C, and X, Y, Z.
But it's also about you being able to live in her world.
Don't point at me.
No, and anybody.
I'm just fucking with you.
Nah, but anybody. Like, I'm saying that a man, like let's say the same situation, but it's on the man's side. Yo, I'm gonna make this amount of money here. We make this amount of money here. The woman, more than likely, she's gonna live in your world.
Yeah, she gonna up and move.
So it's about having an agreement, basically.
It's about communication,
communication.
but I think it's also about us pouring into each other. I don't feel like niggas. I feel like we don't have enough of these conversations with each other to feel like it's okay to pour into each other as men, but also big pause. But also pour into our women. Figuratively, not literally.
Figuratively and literally.
I mean, we all niggas always be pouring into the women. But we don't. It's crazy how the construct of everything now is like the men will take a woman that's broke because you're supposed to be stable, right? I don't know. I think the dynamic of our mindset is crazy, and I think the only way for us to reverse it is for us to really pay attention to each other. Pay attention to each other, but just don't pay attention and just hoard the information that you're getting.
Share the information.
Share it with the person that you fucking with, like, and also like, dog.
When's the last time you've done that? Like,
I do that all the
practice
time.
what you preach.
I do that all the time.
Okay.
But I pour into people anyway, like, most times to my detriment. But that's why my name is Love. And that shit hurt. Not like physically hurt, but when the shit don't work and you pour, like, just imagine just pouring out of like what everybody else would think is a limitless cup.
Yeah.
And when you empty, ain't nobody
refilling.
Nobody's refilling. And I'm gonna tell the truth. Sometimes it's because, dog, don't nobody know you empty. You've been
Now now that goes back to the communication. That goes back to the communication part though. If you're not communicating with people that you are tapped out, then
that's true. And that's how we get to the record of the night. That's exactly how we get to the lack of communication, the lack of attentiveness that we have in like black relationships, or not even just in our culture's relationships, because I don't just want to limit it to black people, but
it's black love though.
It is.
And it matters.
Definitely does.
Make sure you shop, get that merch.
But I think that's how we end up ruining each other for everybody else. So tonight's record is "Ruin" by Usher. It was just on the new album, and I think that the reason that we started off with is love for sale, or love for hire, whatever the fuck we want to call it, because of this record. And I feel like when people fall in love under false pretenses, it puts you in a place where you're vulnerable to become ruined by the person that, like, the person that's in it for real can be ruined by the person that's in it under false pretenses. And the first line of Usher's record is, I want to quote it verbatim.
You broke me and took your time with it.
You broke me and took your time with it. That's like torture.
Facts.
Like legit, like love torture. It's people out here that's crazy. Like, broke me and took your time with it is like, you had no intentions on making this what I wanted it to be.
Real.
I wouldn't even say real. I would just say, because it could be, am I able to speak freely?
I wasn't.
Go ahead.
I say real. Go ahead.
I don't think that O is ruined, right? But I think that O has been in situations where he knows that he's an entertainer, and the person that he's with knows that he's an entertainer. And with him being an entertainer, it constantly caused friction in his situations. But at the same time, he was invested. So like me considering you while being an entertainer is stopping me from being the best entertainer that I can be.
Yeah, because I'm definitely prioritizing you, us, and this. Yeah, I can see that.
And if I am doing the best job, or if I am living in a moment of entertainment that is pure and free, then you feel like you're not considered. And then you leave that situation, and the next situation you go into, you're probably not going to take, you're not going to take it serious, or I don't know, you speak to it.
You just put standards and that you lay down a law in the beginning. You say, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to compromise my situation. So the things that you did for one person, you're not going to do for the next. And essentially, that's not ruining, but it's like I'm not
hindering.
compromising
You
this shit
hindering
either,
a little bit.
because I already tried that.
But see, when you go into the next situation, like, if you go into the next situation with your chest poked out, like, yo, I'm an entertainer, this is what the fuck I do, so I'm not going to put you over my passion or my goal, it automatically puts that person on defense.
Yeah,
like,
because you come in super
like who
aggressive.
the fuck ever said, like, it's like, who
Yeah.
the fuck ever said that I didn't want you to
Succeed
be the
with
best
your dreams
at
and whatever.
like, you know what I'm saying? Who said that I was overbearing? Who said that I was going to be the person?
So that's what we were saying about things like just people's experience, and they move off their experiences. We alluded to that early in the conversation. It's like, all right, I'm gonna take this previous situation, I'm gonna bring it into this situation, essentially based off the title of the song. Like you may not be ruined, but there's damage.
You could tell your expectations, though. People put their expectations, so why not?
I mean, it's all about, everything is about how you do it. It's not really what you do, it's how you do it. But let's go back to the
You can
lyrics.
communicate. You can communicate and just let somebody know, like, yo, I've done this before. This is really not what I'm trying to sign up for. Again, communicate that with this person instead of just being on the defense or being aggressive. But go ahead.
So you broke me and took your time with it. You gave me all these memories that I regret. All I can do is congratulate, because you ruined me for everybody.
That's terrible.
Yeah, like,
That's nothing to congratulate, but that's real. It's nothing to congratulate, but that's
so
real.
I think in the context of what he's saying is, all I can do is congratulate you because you were successful in whatever your mission was. And you ruined me for everybody, because maybe, just me speculating on what the song is about, if I can't have, like, the type of person, is if I can't have you, nobody will.
Yeah.
Or, like, you're not going to be the type of person that, like, you'll never be the version of you that you were when you were with me.
So I'm going to ask you guys
congratulate.
this. Do y'all let heartbreak change how you love the next person, or make you have higher walls up,
Guard or something
a
like that.
higher guard up?
Me, no.
Me now, no. But
Before?
talk
About your experience.
And that nigga was like, I'm not gonna be the only nigga talk about my experience on this motherfucker.
Nah, I want him to tell,
talk
because
about your experience.
I want to know.
Like, I don't know what that button means.
I want to know about.
No. I ain't worried about it at all. I often state that I used to be extremely emotionally ignorant. So I was moving based off of how I was feeling without really understanding what love